Hi friends, how are you all? Welcome back. This is Ehtisham and today I'm lost in Munich. In this video, I'm going to show you the top things that you can do in the capital of the Bavaria region of Germany, Munich. This was our second visit to Munich. Last time we went there in 2014 in winters also. It was full of snow, but this time it was not so cold, very nice weather. And we started our sightseeing of Munich from the Marienplatz. If you want to start to see and understand the city of Munich, this is the best place because this is the center of the Altstadt dedicated to the Virgin Madonna. That's why Marienplatz. And from here you have all the streets going around where you have a lot of food and shopping stuff also. And please don't miss the Glockenspiel. That is the musical clock show that happens every day at 11 and 12 o'clock and in the summer months also at 5 o'clock in the evening. In the Marienplatz, you have the Rathaus, that is a town hall. You can actually buy a ticket to go up to the tower of the town hall, from where you have a beautiful view of all the surroundings. Our next stop was the Nymphenburg Palace. Located in the western part of the city, the Nymphenburg Palace was built to be the summer palace of the royal family. And it has some of the most lavish decoration that you can see in any of the palaces around Europe. The ticket usually costs €8, but if you have the Munich City Pass, it's included in the Munich City Pass. I'm going to prepare another video about the Munich City Pass in which I'll tell you how you can make the most of your time in Munich. One of the most interesting rooms in the Nymphenburg Palace is the Gallery of the Beauties. Built upon the request of King Ludwig I in 19th century, it has 36 portraits of beautiful ladies of different class of society in that period. And the next place you should visit in Munich is das Residenz of Munich. This place was the residence and the seat of government of the Bavarian dukes, electors and the kings from the 16th to the 20th century. Here you can find beautiful decoration going from Baroque, Rococo to the classical period. The basic ticket is €8 and the treasure hall is €9, but you can get the combined ticket for €14 and believe me, it's totally worth it. My best place in das Residenz was the Antiquarium. 66 meters long, it is the oldest preserved room in das Residenz. It was built by Duke Albrecht V to show his antique collection. And the Schatzkammer, the treasure hall, has a beautiful spellbounding collection of all the treasures of the royal family. The next place you should not miss in Munich is the Olympic Park with its Olympic Tower and the BMW World Exhibition Center. The BMW World, located next to the BMW Museum and the factory, is a very modernist kind of building built in the year 2007. It's free to go inside the BMW World. It's like a museum and a showroom also. Here you can see all the latest models of the cars and the motorcycles of BMWs. And of course, if you want to buy and get a delivery of your new car, you can also get it here. The building has a very modern architecture, and on the roof of the building they have a 800 kilowatt solar power plant. Right in front is the Olympic Tower, built during the hosting of 1972 Olympics in Munich. It's 290 meters high. It's the tallest building in Munich, and at around 191 meters they have an observation deck with a very beautiful, breathtaking view of the city around. A single ticket costs €13, but it's included in the Munich City Pass. If you're going with kids, you can also plan visiting the Sea Life Aquarium right in front of the Olympic Tower in the Olympic Park. It was a really nice way to finish off our day after full sightseeing, looking at the beautiful marine creatures, which always relaxes me. The cost is €20, but it's included in the Munich City Pass. And if you like science and technology, you should visit the Deutsches Museum, the German museum, which is not an art museum, it's a museum which shows all the different scientific fields. There is a section dedicated to the aviation industry of Germany, there is a space technology area, there is a sound and light science area, and natural science area also. And most of the things are even interactive for the kids to play around and learn something about the scientific phenomena. And the German museum has their transport center on the other side of the city, where they have everything related with the German transport and automobile industry on display. So if you are a petrol head like automobiles, you should go to these places. For the soccer fans, the Allianz Arena is a must-go. It's the stadium of FC Bayern football team. Inaugurated in the year 2005 with a cost of 340 million euros, it has a seating capacity of 75,000 people. In the museum, you can learn about the history and the achievements of FC Bayern Football Club. The only disadvantage that I found that is on the outer side of the city. To go there, you have to take a train, and there is no public transport from the train station to the stadium. That is more than 1.5 kilometer walk. So by the time you reach the stadium, you're already so tired. Another fun thing to do in Munich is the Umadum Ferris wheel. That's the high sky giant wheel like the London Eye wheel, and you have the private cabins where you can go inside, and it takes around 30 minutes to go in one circle, and it reaches up to 80 meters of height. From the top you have the best view of the city all around. Another place to spend your time in Munich is the English Garden. 375 hectares of green sprawling park area in the center of Munich is one of the biggest urban park in the world. And in the English Garden you have a Chinese tower. And around the Chinese tower you have some places where you can enjoy a nice beer and the Wurst, that's the hot dog. And during Christmas period there is a beautiful Christmas market around the Chinese tower in the English Garden. And believe me, it's huge. So at one time we had to take a bus just to leave the English Garden. If you don't want to have a beer in the English Garden, it's very cold outside, then you should go to the Hofbrauhaus. That is one of the best places to enjoy a nice beer and meal in Munich. Built originally in the 16th century, it's like a big beer hall where you can go inside, have different kinds of beers and all the typical dishes like the Wurst, the hot dog and the pork knuckle. And even you have the musicians playing live music here inside. If you are not going to the Oktoberfest, you can have the Oktoberfest atmosphere inside the Hofbrauhaus. Another very interesting place to visit in Munich is the Victualiensmarkt. It's a daily market for the locals where they go to buy all their stuff. There are stalls with fruits, vegetables, fish, meat, and of course there are places where you can have some snacks and beer, of course. It's a nice idea as a tourist. You also want to see how the local people they do their stuff. And we had a glühwein at a local place and just saw the people moving around. So when you are in Munich, it's near the Marienplatz. Just try to go to the Victualiensmarkt. And you can also walk to the IsarGate. That's a 14th century gate that was on the eastern side of the walls of the Altstadt, the old city of Munich. So you can understand how Munich, like other cities, was also fortified and surrounded with the walls. Then we have the Sendelinger Gate. This is the gate that was on the southmost part of the city. These all gates date back to the period when Munich in the 14th century was a city surrounded with the walls. And next to the historical area you can find some beautiful churches. There is one church called the Azam Kirche. It's a very beautiful Baroque kind of church, a small church built in the 18th century, and the architects were two brothers with the family name of Azam. That's why it's named after the architects. And if you like seeing architectures and the old buildings, then you should visit the Alter Peter, the St. Peter's Church. Alter Peter means the Old Peter, as it is one of the oldest standing churches of Munich. It was founded even before Munich became a city. It's more than 1,000 years old. And it has a tower on one side where you can buy a ticket, €5 going up. Again, from the top, you have a nice panoramic view of the old city of Munich. Munich's cathedral is known as the Cathedral of Our Lady, in German Frauenkirche. It's also one of the most important landmarks in the historical quarter, and just like many other buildings in Munich, it has been reconstructed after the Second World War. So friends, this was the list of the most popular places in Munich which everybody talks about and one should visit when you are there in Munich. To visit all these places, you need at least 3 days, and one of the nice ways of making the most of your time and money is having the Munich City Pass. I'm going to make another video about the Munich City Pass. We were there for 5 nights. So the last 2 days we rented a car. On the first day we went to the neighboring towns of Nuremberg and Rottenburg. And on the very last day we visited the beautiful King Ludwig Castle. That's the Walt Disney Castle of Germany, the Neuschwanstein Castle, before heading to Salzburg. So please stay tuned. I'll make more videos about these places and trying to tell you how you can make the most of your time when you go to visit Munich. So till then, hasta luego, bye bye.